Hello everyone, it's Wednesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies. Hello, Tokwe Mak Odige. How are you?
You're Dige or Dige.
Please, I'm Edo wife, not Edo person. Oh, right. It's my children that should get the pronunciation right.
You've married long enough to be Edo person.
Yeah, it's Odige. That's what I hear anyway. Good morning. I feel good. I feel grateful. I think that I feel very, very grateful, Sha, you know, but like I'm experiencing loads of things that are teaching me many lessons because I try to dig into the value. Many times we experience something and we don't dig deep to understand how did this thing come around, and we're unable to replicate successes because we did not understand how it happened. But I think we should be asking the right question. So I'm enjoying Mr. Mark, and I think it's because Mr. Mark is seeing like the vibrancy with which I'm going to do everything. Like he's just appreciative. He's just hailing. You just send messages. I'm like, okay, Mr. Mark, this love is sweet to you. But I know it's because of what I'm doing, like the way I'm living my life with so much zeal. So he's admiring it.
Thank you, Tokwe, because I will always say that RDJ told me that, listen, if you want to earn your husband's respect, do that thing you've been procrastinating about, that thing that makes you feel wholesome, that I'm giving back, I'm doing something. When you do that, you earn his respect. And the way he treats you, he treats you in a way that's totally different. So you're doing well, and obviously that's why you get this extra love.
It's just come be Robbie. I'm like, okay, this is cool. When my money makes love sweeter on both sides.
You see how I
I'm doing amazing. I'm just chilling, taking life.
The nails, we noticed the nails.
Thank you.
Popping.
Yeah, I just had to take care of myself now. You know, since the last time I went to the spa for my usual massage was January.
Wow.
Then I traveled in February and came back. And before I could get myself together to go to the spa, COVID-19 happened. So nobody had touched my body to massage me since January.
Don't say nobody has done.
Actually, this
no,
is
massage.
Don't even say
not
that.
The other one, massage.
Don't say you haven't gone to the spa for a professional massage. Just say
she likes professional massage.
You never know what inspires people.
I'm telling you.
And I watched that video for BC when she was in that place having your nails done.
Yeah.
You have no idea. I had like a light bulb effect.
Wow.
Like, Mariah, you've been procrastinating about getting a pedicure. You've been procrastinating. Why can't you just? Because when I saw it, I was a bit overwhelmed with the babies and the food. There's no food. You know, everybody's all over. And I'm thinking, okay, I need a break.
We need a break, yeah.
I can see BC right now. I think I need to get a break. So that is that picture in my head that's pushing me. So okay, next weekend I have to go and get it. I just can't.
We need a me time.
So you never know how these things help people.
And self-love is something that many women struggle with because you're thinking, am I being selfish? We always put ourselves last.
Correct.
And make sure everyone is fine.
okay.
So it's something we're teaching women, try to love yourself. And when you do love yourself, you give much more of yourself to the people around you.
The kind of experience you had with your husband this morning, I had it this morning, where, because he was appreciating, he kept praying for me because he knew I did a serious James Bond move this morning. There was just the child was not feeling well. I had to do different samples, get the medication, get the classroom ready for class, get them ready.
Class,
I was just so confused. It was very confusing, but eventually everything happened.
Sorted.
Everybody was sorted.
And he's just telling you.
Mariah, in fact,
women are strong.
So I hear you.
But you know what's
women are not.
Do you know what's even more? What's really nice about this conversation is how you are beaming because your husbands are appreciating you. Their husbands are the biggest cheerleaders.
And I'm going to appeal to all the men out there. Please just appreciate your wives. It makes us happy.
Exactly.
It really does make us happy. We make many sacrifices. Sometimes there's a day I did a video on Instagram and I was like, shout out to all the women out there because I had 50K and somebody gave me that money and I spent the entire money on my family. I didn't buy one thing for myself. And I know many women do these things every day. They prioritize the children and family over themselves. Please appreciate your wife.
Yeah, appreciate your wife because see how we're just laughing.
Yeah, I'm very happy. Oh, my husband appreciated me today.
Anyways, it's midweek. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Right, we're going to start with The Nation. Petrol price, electricity tariffs, Labour set to begin strike. How water resources bill will benefit Nigerians by federal government. CBN disburses 3.5 trillion naira COVID-19 intervention cash. Rainstorm displaces 15,000 in Kwara. MPC cut interest rates to 11.5%. And directors to track revenue on NNPC FRC customs. Okay, let's take the major headline, petrol and price. What's that story? Labour set to begin strike.
No, I was more concerned about the cut in tariff in MPR rates. So,
go ahead, please.
The Central Bank of Nigeria has, due to one meeting they've decided to ease the burden and provide access to loans to many Nigerians who needed to sustain their businesses, and they have slashed the interest rate from 12.5% to 11.5%. It is a monetary policy committee decision, and I'm looking forward to how that will trickle down to everybody. Because of the inflation, it will also reduce inflation because people will be willing to take their money to the bank and then loan it out to others.
Yeah, I want to talk about the flood.
Yes,
quickly.
go ahead, please.
Yeah, so you know that the Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency, NISA, had warned in July that from September to October, we're going to be having massive floods because of the water that will be released from the Kanji Dam and the other dam as well. So Kwara State, over the weekend, they had a series of flood that has really wrecked. I think about 5,000 houses were destroyed, 15,000 people were displaced already, and the governor, 10 billion lost. So the governor had gone to seek help from the federal government, asking that they support them, find ways to see how they can help. And there's also another agency that had to do with, okay, that's the National Food Security Council, has also assured us that we shouldn't be scared because there's this speculation that we're likely going to have food shortages very soon in the country, that they are finding ways to see how they
another quick story, the directors. So there are a few agencies that are revenue generating agencies, and they are now, the country has said that the directors in those agencies need to sit up and block leakages. So they're not dealing with ministers now, but they're meant to check the flow of cash in and out, the NNPC, the FIRS, the DPR, FAN, CAC. These are money generating agencies, and directors should do their job, which is to prevent cash leakages.
Let's move on now to Daily Trust. Federal government takes over revenue custody in NNPC, Customs, FIRS, NIMASA, and others. FG approves reopening of varsities. CBN cuts lending rates to tackle recession. Kano's 30 Naira restaurant folds up over rising cost of foodstuff. Picture here of the funeral prayer for the commander of 25 Task Force Brigade. Zulum donates house 20 million naira to Colonel Bako's widow and orphans. And I'm not under U.S. surveillance, this article. Okay.
Yeah, so the picture story we have at the funeral of the late commander of the 25 Task Force Brigade operation. He unfortunately died on Sunday when Boko Haram ambushed them, and he made the ultimate sacrifice for his country. And at the funeral, the governor of Enugu State, paid really glowing tribute to him, and also said he will be giving them 20 million naira, as well as building a befitting home for the widow and his children that he's left behind. The military also, the Chief of Army Staff, General Buratai, also gave really glowing tributes of him. He said that he was a fighter and he gave everything for the, for the peace of his country. So
may his soul rest in peace.
May his soul rest in peace.
Moving on now to The Punch. Water Resources Bill. Afenifere Ohaneze, others tackle government as federal government says critics are ill-informed. Outrage as ex-minister allegedly orders hotel female workers stripped naked. Yes, so I read that story is not even funny.
Yes.
Zamfarame sues Yari, alleges ex-governor diverted 37 billion naira. NLC TUC plan total shutdown from September 28th. Kyari decries PIB delay, says foreign investors losing confidence. Okay, let's talk about this human interest story of this girl that I asked to strip naked. No, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So this particular minister, I want to get his name, is a former minister of state for education, Mr. Kenneth Gbagi, who owns a hotel in Delta State. I think he got wind the fact that some of his workers were trying to steal, according to the story, and then he got the police involved in it, stripped them naked, and did a video of them, posted it online. Yes. So humanitarians and human rights activists are fighting, saying that we can't allow you to do this to human beings. You're not supposed to take laws into your own hands. But he, on the other hand, is replying and saying he has no idea why that story is coming, and that people are actually trying to taint him politically.
Oh, so he didn't do it?
That's what he's claiming, according to the report.
So
investigations are ongoing, and I think we should get to the bottom of this because it's really unfair to treat human beings.
Yeah, I have one story. Okay. The group managing director of NNPC is saying that we need to quickly pass the bill, the petrol industry bill, you know, that because we do not have like a proper bill or a fiscal policy on how petroleum business is being carried out right now, or should be carried out, we have foreign investors who are beginning to, you know, lose interest in investing in our country, and is asking the National Assembly to, you know, hurry up to do that. And he says that the international investors are losing confidence in the nation's oil and gas industry and urged lawmakers to act fast and arrest the situation. So,
all right, let's take one last story.
Yeah. So Abdul Yari, the former governor of Zamfara State, apparently, Abdulaziz Yari, when he was handing over to the new governor, he was a governor for 8 years. When he was handing over, he fixed the roads, federal roads within his state, and he spent about 47 billion naira to fix it. He handed over that debt that the federal government has not paid me. Then the new governor goes to federal government that you are still owing us 47 billion, and they found out that he has actually been paid 37 billion, and he diverted that money.
Back down.
As in,
allegedly.
So allegedly diverted the money. So they're going to sue him. Thank you for this. Allegedly diverted the money. But the minister is the one that, the commissioner for finance, Rabiu Garba, released this information that we're going to sue him for diverting federal funds that was refunded to the state. Who does that?
All right, let's move on to our final paper, Vanguard, I believe. Oh, Vanguard. There'll be no mercy for Shomole if, says Obaseki. NLC TUC strike mass protests begin on Monday. Economic growth, Nigeria should diversify. Federal government has no hidden agenda. The National Water Bill is not a Ruga replacement. I wish I read that story.
Did
you read that?
Yes,
yeah,
I
go
did.
ahead, please.
Yeah, so I want to quickly get the information. But the Minister for...
While you're getting it, should I take
Minister of Information and Culture, Haji Lai Mohammed, has said that the federal government is not going back on the water resources bill. And that's what they are actually trying to do. It's not like it's a new bill. They're just trying to amalgamate the other four laws that have been, you know, available since 2004, put it together under a new, so that it comes under a new code. But critics are saying that this is more like you want to take over the resources in the state and local government. So you're taking power away from them. And the senators under the PDP are also saying that when this comes, they will frustrate it so that it doesn't get passed.
In response to that, the minister said, I just remembered he said that communities on river banks are guaranteed undisturbed use of water as stated in Section 3 of the bill. Also, all occupiers of land are guaranteed the right of abstraction for domestic and sustenance, whether by borehole or rivers. So that's that initial assumption that, oh, you have to get a permit before you do a borehole is
for private
wrong.
use, you don't need a permit. But if you're going to, you know, use it for commercial purposes, you are getting a permit according to the law.
We have to tell our government that, listen, if you want Nigerians to understand this bill,
involve them.
Come to your view. Come here. If you break it down for us, we have that ability to explain to Nigerians, because for some reason Nigerians understand when we speak to them. So come and break it down on our show. Then we'll not explain it, because sometimes they put up all these words together and Nigerians don't understand. To us, we still believe that the bill is anti-people. Until you explain to us and we are really clear about it. Can we
quickly? So the former Emir of Kano and one-time governor of CBN at the CAD Invest 5.0 also gave a sort of an advice to Nigeria, saying that, you know, we should not keep borrowing to finance development. Instead, put more of our resources in human capital and create enabling environments for businesses to thrive. He says that before the discovery of crude oil in Nigeria, what really made our economy that buoyant was because we were involved in many different exports and trading, with multiple streams of revenue coming to the country. And so when there's a price shock in one particular product, all the other trading that you're doing provides a cushion for that, and that is where we should go back to.
NLC TUC are going on strike on the 28th. It's been finalized. And they are on strike on the 28th. It's been finalized. And they are saying that they are fighting for the increments in the tariffs that we have. The federal government needs to do something about it. They are mobilizing their people right now to ensure that it's not just a nationwide strike. They're going to be having a nationwide protest as well.
Okay, let's go on a break. But before we go, today we're focusing on the Southeast. And the issue is our public service segment, which is for electricity issue this time around. So we're going to be focusing on those of you living in the southeastern part of the country and you're having issues on electricity, you don't have meters, you're having problems with estimated billing, whatever issue you have from the southeast. Today is your day. We are going to focus the show on you. But first, we're going to talk to a Nigerian youth about the October 1st, 60th anniversary of Nigeria and his prospects for being a Nigerian. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So Nigeria is obviously the most populous country in Africa with over 75% of our population below the age of 30, making it one of the countries with the largest youth population. But our teeming youth are confronted every day by varied problems and frustrations realizing their potential. Joining us on the show is Damilola Balogun Hamid. He's a law graduate of University of Lagos, a true personification of excellence and a solid record in sustainable development leadership, diplomatic negotiations, and social impact. Welcome with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you. Damilola, are you there? Damilola, can you see us?
Yeah, I'm with you. Can you hear me, Mark?
Yes, we can hear you.
No, I can't, but I can hear you.
Great. So in celebration of Nigeria's 60th anniversary, which is coming up very soon, we thought it would be a great idea to have a conversation with the Nigerian youth. You know, it's 60 years we're celebrating. And in your view, do you think that Nigeria has been good to you and has given you the necessary resources to make it in life?
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much for this question. So, in as much as Nigeria has not, puts me in the best position, but so far so good, I've been trying to make this up myself. So, John Kennedy once said, the former United States president, he said that you shouldn't ask what your country would do for you. You should ask rather what you would do for your country. So that conviction in mind as what has been in me that I've actually been working all this while. So basically what I try to do really is not really to wait for government, except it is something that is really out of me or something I can personally do. Right. So it's more of not asking the questions as to government, because of course we can know, everybody knows that, okay, this is what it is, but we just have to move forward in as much as this is what it is. Okay. So we just have to get into action, do the little thing we can do, and then so far so good. I'm trying to contribute my quota to Nigeria as a whole, so I need to fit Nigeria to.
Okay.
Right, yeah. Damilola, many times, especially during election time, we hear lots of adults call out the youths of Nigeria and say, you people are not interested in the future of your country. You're only interested in reality shows and music and things like that. Is this a truth? And if it is, why is that?
I don't totally agree that it is true, because there's no enabling environments created to make the Nigerian youth thrive. Okay, so according to the National Bureau of Statistics, it is stated that 40.8% of Nigerian youth are actually unemployed, which is sad. And this youth demography are more than 50% of the population in Nigeria, in Africa, and in the world at large. So there is a need of sort of an investment in the youth, such that an enabling environment is created to make them thrive. Youths are vibrant, they are strong, and they are visionary. So the more they the more that you have all of these strengths and features, if there's an enabling environment created, they won't have all time to watch reality shows as they have alleged, or they rather just channel their energy towards the development of the country as a whole. So I mean, it's important that socioeconomic development is actually made targeted, especially that youths are at the center of this and addressing all other issues. Then youth will definitely not settle to watch reality shows. So there is a need to create an enabling environment.
I beg to disagree though, because as we're marking the 60th, we should remember that it was young people that fought for our independence, and they were not given an enabling environment. The young people that fought, the Nnamdi Azikiwes, the Tafawa Balewas, the people that spoke up
were young men,
were very young. They had education, and they felt like we deserve to be free to make our own decision and choose our leaders. And contrary to anything that was happening, they fought for what we have right now. So if we're 60 years and we feel like the way our country is going doesn't please us, we should do what people did 60 years ago, which is to speak up as young people and demand what we want from the government. And I think that it starts by us taking responsibility for where we are. And I know you said that already, but beyond just talking, what would you expect your friends to do? What would you galvanize that your age group do to change the trajectory of our country?
All right, thank you very much. I definitely know that during the early years of Nigeria, I understand that it was the young set of people that fought for our independence. So, but I don't know if you have had the opportunity to look at the way things have been in Nigeria. Sadly, I might just want to see we've been going backward. I mean, in terms of poverty, in terms of infrastructure and every other thing. So it's still based down to what the government has to do, because the government is in charge. Like I stated earlier on, I mean, I'm doing the best I can do. And then I honestly will tell you that when I'm comparing myself with my other counterparts in other continents, I mean, I know I have to work 10 times harder to actually get to where they are, because you have to remember that the government is in charge of the environment, and they have to make it suitable, especially for the youth to thrive. So majorly for my counterparts, I'll just say, this is not the time to allocate blames. This is not the time to say, this is what it used to be in history. Times have changed. So it is time now to take action. Right. That little thing you might be interested in, what you're passionate about, get into action. A conglomeration of all of these positive actions will definitely set us on the sail of national development.
Okay. Yeah, so I agree with you in a way, because it's when you have food in your tummy that you're thinking of what you can do for the next person. Whenever it comes to politics and the youths, what we see is once they want to start getting into, start participating in policies and everything, they want to participate from a place of leadership and not a place of followership. And you cannot be a good leader if you cannot follow properly. So what would you advise young people to do? Because we are all clamoring for that participation of getting involved in the politics. How do you want us to start getting involved? We're not waiting for presidency or anything. How do you think we can start getting involved right now, wherever we are?
All right, so it is important that I emphasize that leaders are actually to instill in their people a hope of success and a belief in themselves. Positive leaders empower people to accomplish their goals. So in as much as it is the fact that a whole lot of young people don't want to follow, they just want to get into leadership at once. I mean, that is something that is true to an extent. So I would just advise young people generally to ensure that they take time to learn. So you actually have to look before you then say, okay, this is what leadership is all about. And majorly, a whole lot of this thing is based on the fact that it arises from the faulty system in a way. Because, I mean, we don't have leaders that serve as great mentors to us. I mean, I like to make comparative analysis when you're talking about the likes of the United States of America, where you have the likes of Andrew Carnegie, the lives of Napoleon Hill, that actually set down the legacy for the lives of Mark Zuckerberg we hear of today, Jeff Bezos today, and the lives of every other great man in America. So there is a need Okay, so there is a need to like change and lay down the proper legacies. I mean, if there is a way that, okay, I understand that a particular politician has actually learned or is a great mentor to me, I mean, I might want to follow his way. So I'll first see that he didn't jump into the position of leadership and then he had to like follow and then follow through. Yes, I'm with you, ma.
Damilola, I'm rather curious at your thoughts on this issue of fuel price increase and tariff hike in electricity, because NLC is asking Nigerians to go to the streets for Monday. NLC, TUC, and at the end of the day, they're going to be calling on young people like you to get on the streets. In your view, do you think it's necessary for young people to go on the streets, or do you think it's important that we dialogue with the government to find some probable solution to these problems? Let me hear your thoughts on this.
All right, so I think it is important to. All right, so I think it is important to dialogue. So I feel that NLC saying that people should get on the streets. I mean, for a while now, that has been on for like since 2015. But what we have is the reverse. So I think a bit of dialogue this time, and then seeing how the government can like see how things can be handled and looking from their view, okay, this is what it is. And most times people just need a rationale behind a particular action. So if you're able to explain to the citizens or to the youth in particular that this is the basis for this, and in return you'll be getting this, then I feel there will be no need for like a protest. So most times there's just a lack of communication between the center and the other part of the component. So it is important to just give a dialogue, and most importantly, the rationale behind this.
Okay.
And people will understand.
Right.
Yeah. Maria, your question just brought something to mind, and I would like for Damilola, I would like to hear your thoughts on this, which is, again, elections and using youths as thugs. You know, we always say it, everybody comes, oh, these politicians have their children abroad who are in school, but they're using you to carry out all sorts of atrocities. What would you say motivates a youth to do this, knowing this information, like the person that's asking me to do this, his own children are not even part of this movement or this violence? Why would a youth do that? Why would a youth put their life down for something like that? And secondly, is this a problem of education or lack of education? And do you feel angry about that?
Yeah, I feel really sad and I feel really angry, especially when I walk up on the streets and I see some of my mates that are actually supposed to be probably in innovation labs that will be helping to develop some sophisticated software to ensure national development, doing the opposite. So I mean, it is just one thing, which is poverty. It is when you're poor that someone will be able to tell you that this is what I want you to do. I want you to fight this another political party to actually do this. Then that's just the only thing. So if there is an environment that is well created and that is well sorted, and as once again, well enabled, such that, as I stated earlier on, 40.8% of youths in Nigeria are unemployed. And out of the 40.8%, 50% of Nigerian populations are youth. That's to tell you half of Nigeria's population are youth. And as I said earlier on, these people have strength to do all of these things. So it is the way you actually make them channel their energy.
All right, let me get a few more questions in for you. Right, let me get a few more questions. We have little time left. Okay, go ahead, Takwe.
Yeah, so I wanted to, it's not a question, it's actually a contribution. But let me just say that I've heard you, and you're one of the few intelligent ones that we have, and I'm saying few because we've seen others that did not channel their energy appropriately. But we need to do more than just holding government accountable, because it goes beyond the political will. Young people, you mentioned you mentioned Jeff Bezos, you mentioned all these people. It's not just about the government. They did commerce, they did business, and there are people that can use their brain to use their business to generate so much goodwill they can influence government. Dangote is influencing government, Otedola is influencing government, but it is not just because of government. They were able to do this because they grew their business and created value so much they can compel the government to move in their direction.
So let me ask you, Damilola, you know, I have people in my different network, teachers, youths, young people, you know, who were like having like a mentorship class. And what I realized with my interactions with them and my interactions with other people outside is the fact that the difference between you and me is power. So the average Nigerian youth does not have integrity. I stand to be corrected, because in their dealings with everyday life, you're just assuming if they get a little power, they will do the same thing or even worse than what we have our leaders doing. And the mindset of get rich quick for the young people who are not ready to put in the work. What do you have to say about all this?
Yeah, I totally agree that a whole lot of young people just want to, let me say the way they say, they want to blow fast. So I think personally for me, I started an organization. I mean, this is something every youth listening can learn from. I started an organization since when I was in my 300 level in the university. And then that was when I was 21, 20 going to 21. So, I mean, I was able to like just gather youths, younger youths, to talk about sustainable development goals, because that's what I'm personally passionate about. And over time, we've been able to
I'm
like...
sorry, I'd have to cut you right in. We've totally run out of time. But we'll definitely continue with that story, and we'll post it online so that people know the work you've done and see how we can support you, because you're one of those stars that we admire and would like to push up and celebrate. And we are monitoring your career as you grow. We'll definitely like to celebrate you on your view. Thank you so much for joining us. Well done, Daniel. Let's go on a break. We'll come back and focus on Enugu Disco. We are here for you. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So usually when we talk about electricity, we usually talk about Ikeja Disco, Eco Disco. But today, we are focusing on the electricity situation in the southeast, which comprises of Enugu, Anambra, Ebonyi, Imo, and Abia State. Our focus on Enugu Disco. So we're going to be opening our phone lines to all Nigerians living in that region. Let us know what is going on, because we're going to be having a guest who will be here, a resource person from Enugu Electricity Disco. But I'd like callers to please call in from the southeast. Any neighborhood where are having issues, we've sent a Twitter out yesterday asking Nigerians to please call into the show today. So we have with us, joining the conversation now, is the head corporate communications, Enugu Electricity Distribution Company, EEDC, headquarters Enugu. We have Mr. Emeke Ezeh. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Morayo.
Good to have you on the show. Shane, we are here for you today. All your people will be calling in. But first, give us a nutshell what you've done so far in distributing electricity. How much electricity do you get from the grid? How much do you distribute? How much is being used? And what kind of options have you given to your people? Because here in Lagos, for example, we have special estates that have premium electricity supply. So give us a nutshell what you've done in Ikeja, in Enugu Disco so far.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll say that it's nice to be here. At Your View is actually part of my daily therapy. And
wow,
every time
thank you.
Thank you.
I'll sacrifice my sleep to wake up by 2 a.m. You guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
Back to the question, I'll say that Enugu Disco has been consciously and consistently working at improving its infrastructure to be able to deliver the expected service quality to customers. And in doing this, a lot of projects we've embarked on. We've embarked on some network expansion projects. We've embarked on upgrade of our substations, deloading of our feeders, and also rewiring of our conductors, upgrading of our conductors to be able to deliver quality and reliable power to our customers. On the customer service side, we've also tried to put in place mechanisms and process to make customer complaint easy. You know, as a utility, it's expected that customers definitely will have issues, and you need to make that easy for them to reach out to you, to lodge their complaints, and those complaints addressed. Those are some of the things we've done. We've set up a call center, a 24/7 call center. We've also activated our social media handles so that different customer groups can access us. Our customer service points used to be at the district office. We've now recruited staff and deployed them to the over 150 service centers that we have within the 18 districts in the 5 Southeast states. So these are some of the things we are doing. Network expansion, upgrade of infrastructure. Just last week, we upgraded our Transekulu injection substation from a 2 by 7.5 to a 1 by 15 MVA and 1 by 7.5 MVA, increasing the capacity from 15 MVA to 22.5. And sometime last year, we did the same at Oka. Oka used to have a 2 by 7.5. We upgraded it to 2 by 15 MVA, as well as constructed injection substation at ABS Oka, just to
let me pause you for a moment. Because if I give you time, you just be telling us everything you do. We're speaking grammar to us, we don't understand. But don't worry, let me take a few questions.
Okay, so Mr. Ezeh, you know, all, as you said, the AVA, KVA you're calling, how does it translate to power in people's homes? What are your customers saying? Are they seeing this AVA, KVA in power distribution and used in their homes?
Okay, I'll say that within the past 2 months, our customers in Enugu and Anambra and part of Aba, they've all been excited because of the improved and reliable quality of service they are getting. It might not be the same for all customers, which is why we are consistently working at, addressing all their concerns. Just recently, a contract of 1.6 billion, network expansion project of 1.6 billion was commissioned. Contractors are already on site, and we've procured about 180 units of transformer. We spent over 606 million on those projects. So these are, gradual. It might not be same for all customers, but there's effort by the business.
All right, well noted.
All right, sir. So I spoke to a friend who actually lives in Owerri, and she was telling me that there's what they call federal lights. So there are specific areas where if you are opportune to have the federal lights, you have our lights for as long as 20 hours a day. And those houses in those areas are actually very expensive. So what constitutes that federal light? Do you know what it is? Can you explain it to us?
Okay, there's nothing like federal lights, okay? What we've done is a conscious effort to attend to where we have industrial clusters. Maybe that's an industrial line. There are some of the lines that enjoy close to 24 hours when there are no interruptions, okay? There's nothing like federal light. And all the efforts we are making is to ensure that our customers get the same quality of availability. So the person in Owerri might be living within an area where the network has been, improved upon or strengthened. So that translates to improved quality supply.
Okay, let me take a call. Let me take a call from Enugu. Good morning, are you there?
Interesting.
Hello? Okay, are you there?
Morning.
Tell us if our guest has been giving us grammar or is it really happening? What he's saying?
Yeah, good morning.
Morning. Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Anne Okeke. I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show, Anne. Go ahead, please.
Okay. I have a house, a newly building, So, but I now went to the EEDC for the registration, and the person took, I think it was 5,000 for the form, It was supposed to be 4 flats, but I paid 7,000. I got to know that it's 5,000, and I wasn't happy about that. So they need to regulate what the customers pay for their fees,
Right.
or something like.
All right.
He paid.
Thank you very much, Anne, for that. So, Mr. Ezeh, the issue of
yes.
the modulated payments, some people are paying 7,000 when actually it should be 5,000. What do you say to that?
Okay, customer, there's no one size fits all for customer bill. I don't know the class of customer that is paying 7,000. I wouldn't know the class of customer that is paying 5,000. But primarily, I would say that bill is a function of availability and the customer class. But the good thing is that just recently, the service reflective tariff was implemented. It was introduced and implemented. So that takes care of this disparity. Customers that are non-MDs, they now have a tariff class that they are attached to, and the MDs have the tariff they are attached to. But ultimately, what I usually advise customers, if you have issue with your bill, for instance, there are channels, there are avenues through which these issues can be reported and they will be addressed. Okay? So it might be difficult. It might be difficult to speak to that very issue without seeing the bill and understanding the class of this customer.
All right. Let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue with this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. Yes, Toko, you're going to say something.
Okay, sir, obviously, I don't think you got the comment from Anne Okeke well, and I'll just quickly link that because she was referring specifically to a case where she went to get a form. She went to get the form to get meters in a new 4 flats apartment, and that the form she got she paid 7,000 naira and later found out that she was meant to have paid 5,000 naira. So apparently someone in the office had sharp practice of giving her inflated price for something she should have paid 5,000 naira for. That's on one end. Secondly, contrary to the lots of good comments that we've been hearing from you, the tweet we put out yesterday to talk about this show, we got 3 responses. Dolani Robert said, extremely worse. Benue Firstborn said, worse. Emmanuel Simon said, has never been good. And these were the 3 tweets under our conversation with you. So, one, address the first one, and second, those that are saying worse, extremely worse, how would you address them? Where would they channel their complaints to?
Okay, complaints. We have customer complaint channel, like I mentioned earlier on. At the service centers, at the district offices, as well as on social media, we take complaints and we escalate to the appropriate quarters. The customer that said they paid for form, I will start by saying that form is free. We don't charge customers for form. A lot of illegalities happen in the field, which we acknowledge, and we are working as an enterprise to address these issues. Whistleblowing platforms have been initiated, and customers are encouraged to use this platform. Fantastic. We've even gone ahead to put on the form that this form is free, not for sale. The challenge is that some customers are the cause of this problem. There are avenues, there are channels, official channels that you're expected to use. At some point, we've tried to even remove human interference in our operation. We automate our processes. For instance, if you want to apply for form, you don't need to go to anyone. You go online, fill the form. You also track your application online by yourself. But you find situations where people want a kind of a microwave approach to things. Right. Instead of following the process, you go through the background. Where you burn your fingers, you bring it back to EEDC. We are not... Okay, we have whistleblowing platforms, and we deal with these issues once they are brought to our attention.
All right, let me take this call from Silas. Silas, are you there? Go ahead, please.
I must say that the nice speech Mr. Ezeh delivered is really quite nice, but without sounding insulting, is a mere fallacy. I come from Imo State, also local government to be precise. He took a town to be specific. And I must tell you, it is only when they want to serve us deals. Like I traveled last 2 weeks, I spent a week plus in the village. I will tell you that they only brought the light for 3 minutes.
Whoa. 3
minutes. And every month we pay bills. Okay, so let's forget about it. They should go down to the specific. They are not giving us light.
What's your local government again, please?
The name of the local government is Osu Local Government in Imo State. The name of the town is Osu Ihitukwa.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much for that call. Mr. Ezeh, did you get that?
Okay, I got that. My reaction to that is that this is just an allegation, and as a business, there are steps we are taking to, address these issues. There's no way we can give you supply for 3 hours and bill you, okay, in a month. And to address that, there's a project we started last year March, which is a distribution transformer metering. This is an effort by the business to deploy meter at the transformer point for audit purposes. So if, for instance, a customer comes up to make this kind of allegation, the meter will tell us whether there was supply there or not. Okay? We can't just be giving you supply the time you're meant to pay. That is not part of what we do.
Okay, so we'll take you off for that. So that's an issue of metering. So that means you're assuming everybody has meters. But let me take this call first. I'll come back to the issue of metering. Let me take Onyebuchi. Thanks for calling. Are you there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Go ahead. You're live from Anambra, correct?
Go ahead. Thank you for this opportunity to give us the opportunity to interact with the customers.
Yes.
I have a business at Ihiala in Anambra State. And the supply in that area is so epileptic. It could stay up to 4 days, 1 week without 1 second supply. Therefore, I applied that I should have my own transformer so that I will be metered, because the area, they have community bill. They pay whether they get supply or not. For about 2 years now, I have not been given approval to install my own transformer. Wow. So I will be metered only when I get supply. Can he respond to that, please?
What area is this in Anambra? Where in Anambra?
Ihiala.
Okay.
Ihiala town.
All right. Thank you very much. Mr. Ezeh, over to you.
Okay. Applying to construct your own transformer is not a big issue. You need to get a contractor. I wouldn't know the process the Onyebuchi took. Is not a big deal. You are a point load customer, you want to own your transformer. The normal thing is to route your application, and your application will be approved. Once the construction is completed and the inspection carried out by the relevant authorities, your transformer will be energized. So I wouldn't know the
How long is the
channel.
time, sir? How long does it take? Because Onyebuchi obviously has done the process and is still yet to get the transformer.
2 years now.
2 years.
Okay. It still boils down to who Onyebuchi engaged. I don't think it's something that will take up to a week.
Once you channel it to call. Do you have a number you can give? I asked that if people have complaints. You said there is a chain of. You also mentioned when you first started that there are about 180 new customer service agents, and you now have a 24/7 call number. Can you give us that number on this show so that everybody watching now can call if they have any complaints?
Okay. Okay, the hot call center number is 084 700 100. 084 700 100.
We've also
added additional numbers for SMS and WhatsApp. Okay. That's 0815 082 6060. 0815 082 6060 and 0815-082-6061. Okay. 0815-082-6061.
Okay, thank you for that. Let me take Okeke's call. Okeke, thanks for calling.
Okay, my name is Okeke Paul from Enugu State.
Enugu, go ahead.
Okay, please, that thing that Mr. Emeke is saying on TV news is a very fat lie. They are killing us. They are killing us seriously in Enugu. Wow. Killing UK. The prepared meter they ask them to share. They did not even share so that if they come, they will give a estimated day that they did not even say the line. And you must pay. If you not pay, they will call the line. Then if they call the line, they will still pay before they will even put it back. Emeke is in office. He don't even know what his boss is doing.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Pumea. Thank you for that. So I have to go on a break, but I'd like you to discuss issue of meters. Have you metered your customers? If yes, how many have been metered? How many are yet to be metered? That's going to be the next question. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Morning.
I'm from Olu in Imo State.
Okay.
So I just want to talk about two things with regard to the current topic. You see, I would like to say that programs like this are meant for people who are in charge of agencies to find out what people think about what they do, you know. So I'm saying this with regard to the caller who called from Osu local government area in Imo State. He was saying that the last time they had power was when the disco was about to collect their bills. And the gentleman on the program wanted to dismiss it with a lot of hand. So I want to say it is for him to go and find out whether what this guy said is true or not. Because we are all Nigerians. And I also, the village where I was born and brought up, where my father lives up to today, that is what happens. Whenever they are about to take their bills, you see that will come for maybe an hour or two. And after that, you don't see it again. That's one. Another thing is this about metering. Please, let them do everything possible to meter every power consumer. That is very, very important. This thing they call a limited billing, I call it stealing. You can't bill me for what I didn't consume. Let them go and do everything possible to meter everybody who uses power. Let it be pay as you go. You pay for what you consume.
Thank you very much. Go ahead, Mariam.
Okay, so we have a few tweets. Okay, before we before I take that tweet, I just want to say that if the discos and the distribution companies are made to, if they're told that you cannot collect money from unmetered homes until you cannot bill unmetered homes or unmetered premises that use electricity, I think they'll make it a point of duty to make sure that people are metered. Yeah. So because you know that you can you can still get estimated billings, funds. That is why we are not pushing that meter.
Thank you, Mariam, because I just remembered something. I'll come to the tweet. Because talking about estimated billing, Mr. Ezeh, I know that NERC had advised that there should be caps for estimated billing. So certain areas should have certain caps. Is that ongoing in your end, or is just estimating to whatever the discos feel is appropriate?
No, there's no way we can do anything outside the regulators, the regulators' directive. Okay, I'll say that we are following NEC directive in billing our customers.
I have Njideka on the phone. Good morning, sir. Are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Go ahead, madam.
Please, I'm trying to talk to Emeke Ezeh. Can they break the monopoly of EEDC?
The discourse.
So that the bill will be less.
We missed that. Say that again, please.
If there's competition, if there's competition, if there's competition, more, there will be more efficiency.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Because I'm coming from Baji Road.
Okay. So Mrs. Njidaka is saying that we should have competition, that because it's only Enugu Disco, it's like a monopoly.
Yes,
so they need more. Those are like 7 states within the southeast. Well, that's a question for NERC.
Ola says, you're being economical with the truth. I'm a 7 copper in Enugu State. Our line was disconnected in January, and since COVID, I've been in Lagos. Yesterday, I landed in Enugu and realized that they have been dropping bills of 7,000 naira ever since.
Without the lights.
So every month they've been getting bills, even though they haven't been. Okay, he said Enugu.
Enugu State.
Okay, I have another call from Jonathan to add to that. Jonathan, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Go ahead, please.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Morning.
All right. I must say you guys are doing a very good job.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Emeke that is here, he's actually saying what he's supposed to say. But I must tell you that we in Enugu are really suffering from the hands of EEDC. Okay, now this new tariff, what they call it, this reflective tariff, they said that they have started implementing. At the moment, we don't even know which band we belong to. We don't even know whether we are under band A, band B, or band C. And there is this directive from NEC that all the discos should publish the bands the customer belongs to, so that they will know what they are paying for. So in this moment, these people have not published it. And I don't know why it is difficult for them to publish it. There are so many other things. But I think each time I see the EEDC officials speaking on air, I feel angered because I don't know.
All right, thank you, Mr. Jonathan. I'd like Mr. Ezeh to respond to that. The issue of the bands. How do they know which band they're under?
Okay, for the bands, we've, contrary to what my customer that just called said, we have published the bands. It came out in 5 national dailies on Monday last week. And we are going to pull it up on the website, but we're trying to add the various locations, okay? We published the bands with the feeders, but we need to have a detailed information before we push it out. The information we have in the print is there for public consumption. If we have ulterior motive, we're not going to publish it, but it's already there. So if you've not seen it, the detailed information will be uploaded shortly because we're trying to get to the locations that these feeders
Can I make a suggestion, Mr. Ezeh? Why don't you do roll-up banners and put them in the local government offices? Because people who have access to the local government offices, they can actually go there and see a poster where they know where the bands are. That could also help those who don't have access to internet.
The dailies come and go.
Yeah. But that will come with the details. The details is what we are working at. Right. Very soon it will be there. The publication we had in the papers are already at the districts, at the service centers.
Okay. So you need to answer the tweets.
Boards.
Okay.
So there are different customers.
There's a tweet I need you to answer, sir.
We need you to answer the tweets. The lady said January she was cut off. Like she was cut off because they did not pay. And up until now, they're still getting monthly 7,000 naira bills.
Is that possible?
Without electricity, they've been cut off.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
She's been getting monthly bills even though her house has been cut off because of not payment.
Since January.
Okay, she's on disconnection and she's getting bill.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that must be a mix-up. If you're disconnected, I'm sure you would have been issued with a disconnection order.
So what should she do?
All I will advise the customer to do is to do a complaint, attach the disconnection order and the bill. It will be regularized.
Which of the bill?
Unfortunately, we have to go, but we haven't thrashed this issue, Mr. Ezeh, because
many people
this is part A. Do you have a tweet?
Yes.
One quickly.
Someone says that Ezeh, Imo State, light comes on 2 to 4 hours in a week, and we're spending money on diesel to keep our parents well. Please, we are tired of spending money on light that we're not getting.
Mr. Ezeh, we'll bring you back, obviously. We need a part 2 of this because we can't obviously exhaust the conversation on electricity, especially in the Southeast at this time. So we have to bring you back. We liked your nice formal intro, which was nice. But you see, Nigerians are calling in now, and they're telling us the reality on ground.
And so we just take the feedback.
So I'd like you to take the feedback and hopefully help them out. And give us the numbers one final time so they can call. It's on the screen already. Fantastic. Yes. So unfortunately, thank you very much, Mr. Ezeh. I have to let you go. I can't give you the last word. We've run out of time. Thank you very much, sir. All right. Have a fabulous day, guys. We've been speaking with the head corporate communication Enugu Electricity Distribution Company, Mr. Emeke Ezeh. Have a fabulous day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.